So, let's get stuck in. Okay. I'm going to approach this cautiously. Die, monster! Oh, that's cute. Oh, excuse me, yes. Sorry. Let me update the HUD really quick, because I did the audit this morning. Well, the beginning of the audit. The audit's actually like 3 steps, but whatever. You ready for this? We're going to add 1 gameplay positive. Okay, there we go. Whew. Don't spend it all in one place. Yay! Money, money! Ironically, Thomas was not in fact alone.
There's a place for the floor's weaker around there. Try shooting it with your buster.
But I just... okay. If that's what you want me to do, game. I just wanted my money! Wanted my money! Thank you, French philosopher. Of course, you can put that towards up to 3 things if you'd like to. And if you would, please let me know. Hello, Yura. I actually have a little bit of a thing to mention this morning, but I gotta wait until Imperial Star Destroyer shows up. And or Von Falkenstein, and or Lord Harriman. See, that's why you need to always have a bucket when you go visit Lord Vader. Like that. Ah, okay. Good morning, Dakota. Oh, we can definitely see that new damage in effect. Jeez Louise. I mean, I have consistently liked the visuals of this game, Jordan, so make of that what you will. To clean up what's left after Vader's upset. Obviously. You got it, Fringe. I do appreciate you keeping me honest. By which I mean being honest, and I have no way to double... I appreciate you not lying to me, like, you know, a couple of people have done. Hello. Yeah, I think I approve of the 8 damage buster here. Okay. Okay, I think this music is slowly driving me insane. You ever think the ancients were weird for some of the designs of the robots they built to defend their places? Because... no? Is that just me?
Be careful, Mega Man. It looks like the floor's weak in that area.
Thanks, Roll. Thanks. Appreciate you. True enough, Blade. We all know ice dungeons tend to not be great. Because... yeah. That sounds like bad optimization to me, Darkrai. Good lord. On their part, not on yours, obviously. Hi, Loner. Yes, this is actually Hans Zimmer himself, not his team like it usually is. Come on. Hey, Cycloud. Got it. So we do not have either key. Good to know. Well, hopefully you enjoy it, Yura. This is your favorite dungeon? Wow. That's, not what I heard walking into this. Speaking of how much this game is the best game ever made, I had an interesting comment, actually, last night, but I read it this morning, obviously. Which boiled down to... How do I start? So, something I've said for several years is that my show is trout-flavored coffee, or trout-flavored yogurt, excuse me. And if you don't understand the reference, the idea is that I make something kind of weird and kind of esoteric that, honestly, most people aren't going to like. So it's a niche, right? Or a niche, if you prefer. And that's fine. You know, that's something I accepted a long time ago.
Is there a place in the ceiling that looks like you could get through?
No.
You could probably shoot it out and climb out.
That's nice, Roll. That's nice. Anyways, so I just sort of accepted that a while ago, but it was funny because this comment in particular was essentially saying, hey, Lore, I don't appreciate you, there we go, giving an honest review of an old classic game, and this is why your channel is never going to grow much larger. And, I mean, it's certainly valid. After all, my YouTube side of things is absolutely pathetic, and for a very good reason. Honestly, me too, friends. And that's fine. You know, that's what it is. How do I... There we go. I got to thinking about that, because it just sort of stuck with me a little bit. About how most people really aren't looking for an honest or fair review of a particular game. They're probably looking for one of two separate things. Either A, they're looking for something to hate on. In other words, they're looking for someone to give one of those bad take kind of videos, where they're like, oh man, this game that you love sucks, so that way they can hate on it and get that kind of vindication, you know, of how wrong they are. Then the other half want that validation. Exactly.
Get down to the floor underneath you.
And
except it's covered by some kind of energy barrier. Maybe you can deactivate the
Roll.
barrier with a control.
Roll. Love you, Roll. Alright, I loved you in Wall Street. Sorry, bad reference. And I started looking at the IGN thing, which we've actually memed on literally within the last week. You remember when we read that IGN review of Devil May Cry 2? 7 out of 10. You remember that? Thing is, that's not an IGN thing. That's a review thing. Something that I've been aware of but never really processed before is how much older game reviews, like the ones in magazines, sucked. Because all they would do is either hate on a game or constantly lick its lips, or lick its boots, right? Like the entire time. Lick their lips at the thought of licking their boots. There we go. We'll combine those two phrases. I'm dead serious, though. How many of you used to read, like, GameSpot, for example, or Nintendo Power, or whatever? They all did the same thing. I myself have actually pointed out several old, hilarious reviews when covering games, usually on the SNES. And actually going down the list and being like, yeah, they thought, you know, for example, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was this great and amazing game that got like an 8 out of 10. And I'm like, speaking as someone who likes Mystic Quest, no. Not even close. It's so common of a thing that it's become a regular feature on the old now in the 90s channel, which, by the way, I actually recommend. It's an amusing little take on gaming history. But you get my overall point, right? There's even going back to before we had YouTube or internet reviews, this trend existed. People, I shouldn't say people want confirmation bias or hate things. because that's not necessarily true. It's more like that's what the market is, right? It's entirely possible that there's more people who want a legitimate review, and they just don't know it yet, or have never interacted with it yet, because they're so damned rare. Whoop, 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 whoop. Now, this probably sounds like a whole lot of tooting my own horn. And, in a little way, that's right, because I'm legitimately proud of this review system. It's something we, as a group project, have spent years putting together, and I'm honestly really happy with where it's at. But what I was trying to think of was how many other reviews, or oh, for God's sakes, okay, fine. Or reviewers, you know, I feel actually give legitimate reviews. Good, bad, or in between. Total Biscuit came to mind immediately. And then my list got a lot not there, because I couldn't think of anything else. I'm sure there are some, but that's exactly my point. How many big-name reviewers are there that are actually legitimate reviewers? Most people do something where they either have a gimmick, or a shtick, or they have to mask their actual opinion of the review, or, I'll use a specific example, Yahtzee Croshaw, who does, Zero Punctuation. The actual Zero Punctuation is the big popular thing. And that's just him going, this thing sucks, and here's a joke, and blah, blah, blah. But what's interesting is Yahtzee, A, does actually talk about game design, but B, he has like a little side blog thing where he puts his actual opinions, which nobody ever reads, but it's there. He actually does do legitimate reviews over there. So that's one big-name reviewer, and another big-name reviewer who most people aren't even aware of the fact that he does real reviews. And yeah, as Dakoita points out, I'm sure there's actually quite a few. But that's not really what I asked. I asked how many big names. I asked how do you get access to people like me. And the answer is you don't. Oh my god. So, I swear I didn't time this, but literally the next thing I was about to say, 5 seconds later, was, that's why I appreciate you guys, and the fact that you enjoy the legitimate reviews that I do my best to put out, as best as I possibly can, and, you know, keep the lights on. Because, yeah. If it wasn't for the support of a relatively small but awesome group of people, I don't know what I'd do, to be completely honest with you. I don't want to get into this because I know it's a contentious topic for some reason. But I know I tend to look at Zero Punctuation the same way I look at CinemaSins. You can always tell when they're just joking around, and you can always tell when they legitimately like something, and you can always tell when they legitimately hate something. The tone, the style, the mechanisms of the jokes are completely different when they are actually upset at something, and the rest of the time they're just jossing because that's their shtick, right? That's the presentation style. So, thank you very much, Shadow Machine. I do appreciate. I am grateful. Thank you very, very much for helping me keep the lights on. Thank you. As always, I do mean it. It's not actually a 2-second loop. The problem is what I would normally refer to as the percussion is a very short, very, very small loop. Okay, I wasn't e-begging Eternus. Oh my god. I mean, real talk, if I somehow magically started making $1 million a month, First of all, a huge amount of that money is going to go towards other people because I have family and friends to take care of. But second of all, yeah, no, exactly, Tagoida. It's just, there is a melody there. It's just actually being destroyed by the percussion layer. I would have to change the mechanism, the algorithm, the formulas, in order to accommodate that level of income. Because holy crap. Like, I'm actually pretty happy with the mechanism as is, if only the queue were a little bit smaller, like I've said several times. It's pretty much exactly where it should be for the amount of money I make right now. Increase that by a factor of about 40 or so, and yeah, that would be a thing I'd have to adjust. Ironically...
Be careful.
Thanks, Roll. Ironically, because of how, you know, formulas work and all that, there's a pretty good chance that I'm going to fall here.
Looks like there's a way to get up to the next level there.
Because of the way... Why? Why? Why are you targeting the guy behind me and not the guy who's about to attack me? If I did somehow magically start making 40 times the money, it would actually be really easy to adjust the formula. I just increase the funding by 40 times. There you go. Boom. Done. Alright, I think they've all finished. Thank you, Eternus, very, very much for buying my trout-flavored yogurt. I don't know why, but I appreciate it. Thank you very, very, very much, Eternus. And you know the question, up to 3 things. Also, can I say something, like, antithetical here? Because someone mentioned AVGN earlier. I don't like the AVGN show that much. Now, the dude himself, I can't remember his name, but the guy behind it, he's actually really legit. By all accounts and purposes, he's a cool dude. But the style of it is not my thing to begin with, so that's problem number 1. But problem number 2 is the fact that there's a weird awkwardness to the way he does it, probably because of the fact that he's faking it. So I've actually seen quite a few AVGNs, because he will usually... Damn it! He will usually go out of his way to, A, do some of his research, so he bothers to actually look into things more than some people do. And B, he also tends to put some interesting and surprisingly high-quality production work into it. Which is just bizarre when you think about it. Hang on, where am I? Well, AVGN was also one of the first people to do that style of video. Like, he was one of the pioneers of YouTube. Cinema Massacre and all that.
Look at the ceiling. You should be able to shoot through it and make an opening.
No.
There should be a door in that room that leads to the next area. If you
How
can't
does...
see it must be above you somewhere. You can probably see it from the top of one of the pillars. You can probably get to the door by jumping across the tops of the pillars. Do you see what I mean?
So anyways, as I was trying... Ah!
You're there too. You can probably shut that one off if you find the right control panel.
Roll. Please stop trying to be Alia. You're better than that. No, I didn't actually talk to Winter. And in response to Eternus, we were talking about how most people either don't want or don't know they want actual game reviews, of which I am one. Someone made a comment last night along the lines of, you know, someone like you and someone like your channel is never going to grow. And they're right. And I was just kind of speculating on the whys and the wherefores. You mean when you donated for Dungeon Siege 2, God of War 5, and Stellaris, Narset? Because I thought I mean, I wrote it down, obviously, because I was staring at it right there in my notes. But if I didn't acknowledge it out loud, that's my fault. Thank you, Narset. Very much. I got it for the 3 games I just mentioned. Much appreciated. Speaking of which, I gotta write down Eternus' things now. Which is for the StarCraft block. You got it, Blade Tribal. So what I was saying... Admiral Dreadnought, I don't even remember the name of the game. So I'm just gonna put Admiral Dreadnoughts, I know what that is. And Ace Combat 5. It's just because of the games I've been streaming, Ira. It's a very common trend. If I stream Halo, bunch of people show up. If I stream Mega Man Legends 2, not many people show up. Don't forget, I also streamed about a month of Warhammer 40k and Warhammer Fantasy content, which absolutely nuked my viewer ratings. My viewership rating, how do you want to think of that? The number of people who watch me. I did get rated yesterday. Although, of course, none of them stuck around, but I did get rated. What's actually funny to me, personally, so YouTube actively buries my show, right? And that's not hyperbole or joking or, you know, whatever. That is tangible, provable fact. Twitch doesn't. Granted...
Looks like there's multiple levels here. I'm picking up Reaverbot signals from above you. Be careful.
Ahem. Naturally, there's still a billion other people on Twitch who, you know, who I'm competing with for viewer space, or whatever you don't think about that as. But the point is, Twitch will actually suggest me every now and again, and will actually put me under, like, you seemed interested in such and such. Here's another streamer who does it. In other words, Twitch self-promotes me, whereas YouTube actively like, whatever the opposite of promotes is. It's an antonym for promotes. Demotes, thank you. God. Yeah, it is what it is, you know? Anyways, hi, Imperial Star Destroyer. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I'll stream some random game, like Mega Man Legends 2, and people will poke their heads in and be like, oh, hey, I was just wondering if anybody could stream this game, because Twitch's tags actually are freaking utilized in their search engine. So, someone looking for a stream on Mega Man Legends 2 can actually find my stream. That happens semi-frequently. Most of those people who poke in for, like, one game never come back. But at least that's something to help stabilize the viewer count, which itself helps to continue make it so that Twitch continues to self-promote me. We'll go for the left first. Left. Left is best. Okay, changed my mind. Left is worst. Death to left. Go right. It's actually funny you say that, Yura. I kind of... Like, one of the things I've been trying to do for a couple of years, actually, at this point, is try to make it so that there's more of a short form, more digestible variant of my content for people. That's what the... Really? What door did I just go through? Anyways, you know, the ruminations and the post-stream ruminations and the highlight reels were both a variant of that, right? The reason I bring all that up is because I've slowly come to the realization that short-form content is kind of the opposite of what I provide. I've talked about this before. I'm here for when you've got the whole day of work and not much to go on, so you just kind of leave something on in the background. I'm here for, you know, study sessions or long-distance drives or whatever. I am long-form content. And I'm kind of okay with that. Now, I do still plan to reduce the amount of hours I stream at some point in time, but, you know. Come on, game. There we go. Okay, so we... I think we need to go northeast, I think. I knew it, Polikas! I'm just here to be used by you. I always knew. But no, I get it, I get it. I myself used to crave long-form content, and it didn't exist. Or if it did exist, it was like watching an entire show, back to back. I've talked about that. I used to just re-watch Star Trek, top to bottom, to pass the time while I was at work. Which show? No, you're not listening. I used to rewatch Star Trek. Okay, so... make sure we're in the right room. Yep, okay, cool. So anyways, I hope y'all, you know, enjoy as much as I am capable of producing enjoyment. I guess what I actually mean to say there is I hope I do as good of a job as I can. Okay, so let's not fall this time. Cool. How would I jump over there? There's like nothing there to do. Okay, we're okay, we're okay. Yes.
I'm picking up 3 medium-sized reaver bots in the room ahead of you. It looks like the doors are locked, too.
Okay, got it. Invincible reaver bots. That's what medium means. I've always been wondering what the definition of that word is. Also, yeah, another thing I hear fairly frequently is how often people rewatch some of my older stuff. Usually streams.
It looks like even if the reaver bots are defeated, the doors still won't open. So how are we supposed to get them open? There are 3 doors. 3 holes in the floor.
Yep, I already figured this out. Thanks, Roll. Or not. But no, something like... I myself also kind of fall into the same category of rewatching stuff. Okay, so like... not quite Melkor, but pretty close. Don't worry, at some point we will get back to streaminations, I swear. We're just a little crammed right now. But yeah, I'll rewatch stuff periodically. Not my own stuff, obviously. Like, Jaden Animations is a good example of a YouTube channel I'll rewatch periodically just because I enjoy rewatching it. Or a lot of my history channels that I follow. Yeah, I recently introduced my niece to her Nuzlocke runs, because my niece likes Pokemon, and she likes good animation, so here we are. I think you're right, Cycloud, which honestly makes no sense to me, but that's okay. It's okay. Just gonna clean off our glasses there, pick up our controller, and kill ourselves. There we go. Okay, got our suicide in. Woo! Also, fascism!
Looks like one of the doors open, Mega Man.
Honestly, no, Blade Travel. Which section? Oh no, no. Yeah, this puzzle is, this puzzle is interesting. Oh, the fire giant! Yeah, yeah. Future puzzles.
Another door just opened.
Listen, Cord, Pokemon is just the best. You just have to accept this. Because if you don't, you won't be part of the herd. Yeah, this isn't even a puzzle. That's the weird thing. It's just like, okay. I'm not going to dig the whole dungeon for it, but yeah, this is the kind of thing where if a GM in a D&D campaign said, alright, there's 3 enemies in here. They're completely invincible, and they're skating around on ice. Also, there's 3 holes and 3 locked doors. I'd be like... And I just look at him like, really? I really did. I mean, Anderson's apartment is big for a family of 5. His living room is bigger than my entire apartment. That's not a joke. Well, last I checked, our Ruby Season 2 through 6 is up for stream at 8. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. Is something that may someday get funded, is a better way to phrase that. I am curious what was going on with the music in this game. Not to bash it, I'm just legitimately curious. This is a Mega Man game. What are they doing with the music? Energy equals max. Just straight up, energy equals max. Wow. I'll keep attack max, thank you. One of those situations where I wish I knew more about the makings of the game, because I'd be curious what actually happened with the composers here. Listen, I don't know where I'd be without Cycloud, Imperial Star Destroyer, so... Yeah, no, you're quite correct, Ira. So I mentioned I was doing the audit earlier, and one of the things I noticed was this game does get some of the negatives of the first game, but at the same time it actually dodges several others. It just stumbles in some other directions. I just hope this game scores better than the first game overall.
Wow, this is amazing! Who'd have thought there was a place like this underground? Wait! Watch out, Mega Man! There's a large Reaver bot in the middle of the room!
What is this, a Zelda game? Don't answer that. Okay. Okay, hold up. Come on. Of course not, shoot. And now I can't pick up the missiles. Oh, that's cool. Come back here. And we're dead. So many zombie reavers, God. I know, Cycloud. I know. As much as I whinge about the fact that we haven't gotten Mega Man Love in a long time, I'm at least grateful we got Mega Man 11, which is my favorite Mega Man game. It's better than we could have gotten.
Wow, this is amazing! Who'd have thought there was a place like this?
In the interest of fairness, I think the only reason this game has more gameplay negatives is because of the Sino dungeon. Don't worry, there's already a Mega Man mobile game. It sucks. Oh yeah, several Eternus, although nothing published, obviously. Anyway, sorry. No, I have not played Dead Island, Dr. Winter. No. Come on, game. God damn it. Come on. That's okay. That's also cool. See you around, Cord. Hope they enjoys. Mega Man Immortal for mobile. It's like Mega Man Dive, but worse! If you ever want to lose faith in humanity, look up Mega Man X Dive Bikini. That's really strange, ISD.
Wow, this is amazing! Who'd have thought there was a place like this underground? Wait! Watch out, Mega Man! There's a large Reaver bot in the middle of the room!
Okay. Apparently the strategy here is to kill the big bot. Huh. See you around, Eternus. Good luck on the final stretch. Whenever you get there. It is also apparently one of the grind spots of the game. Because of the infinitely spawning zombie bots. Why are you prioritizing everything other than the boss? Look at that! Look at that! Target the guy who's right here! Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah! Why? This is not the boss, by the way. This is literally just a thing that's in the way.
Wow, this is amazing! Who'd have thought there was a place like this underground? Wait! Watch out, Mega Man! There's a large Reaver bot in the middle of the room!
So anyways, oh god, could you imagine if there was no save there? I can imagine that. My god, that would be awful. Good morning, Ross. I don't. Okay. Was it a mistake on the way down or on the way out? These are the questions we find ourselves. I wonder what this dungeon is like without the cleats. Oh. God damn it. And we're dead. I was thinking about a plus for this dungeon. Then I encountered this room.
Wow, this is amazing!
Well, it is the best game ever made in the history of the ever. I suppose that's part of it. How many of you were there for my Mega Man Z and then ZX series of reviews? Nobody? No, that's acceptable. God damn it. The reason I bring that up specifically is during that series, I kept talking about how, like as we were going through the Zs, it was like, this kind of sucks. But then when we got up to the ZXs, I was like, don't worry, it's going to get much better. We're finally going to see story-focused Mega Man and yada yada yada. The reason I bring that up right now is because ZX, and especially ZX2, did not score very well. I can even tell you exactly why right off the top of my head. It's because while there was a story focus, the story wasn't good. And it was just kind of a weird feeling to watch, because I understood exactly why I remembered those games particularly well. It's because they were Mega Man games with a story focus. That's it. The mere fact that there was an endeavor to actually make an emphasis on story in a Mega Man game caught me. And so I remembered it positively. And of course, then I went back and replayed it, and lo and behold, the story was actually terrible. And yeah, that was a revelation. Anyways, I'm not bringing it up for any particular reason right now. I'm sorry. I am bringing it up for a particular reason, and it's just... yeah. I feel like in a lot of cases we tend to, and I'm including myself in this, obviously. Yes, Ross, absolutely. We tend to think more positively about things which are either unique or do something that we want, even if it does it badly, because of the fact that nothing else does that. I disagree with everything that just happened there. I mean, don't mistake me, I'm still a Mega Man fan because there's still some amazing games in the Mega Man library, which I can still enjoy to this very day, but yeah, the track record on that series is not super great. Across the whole franchise, really. That's true, Jordan. 50,000 pluses out of 0. Literally died here last time. Let's go ahead and kill these guys. Data's like, did you enjoy dying over and over? Yes, Data. I will admit, Mega Man 8 surprised me by how good it was. Although, I'm not going to lie to you and say I enjoyed the story all that much, but I did enjoy the gameplay more than I thought I would. Especially since for years, 8 and 7 have had the reputation of being the bad ones. I warned you, Takoida. Never look up Mega Man X Dive. It really is terrible. That's not just me being a prude about the bikini thing. Although the bikini thing is also the bikini thing. Which is, for whatever reason, a real thing.
There's a large reaver bot in the room, but I'm not getting a hostile reading from it. I don't think it's going to attack you.
Oh, gotcha. Well, never mind, though, Dakota. Ignore me. Look, if you don't want to know, don't look it up.
You should be in that room, Mega Man. We're nearly there.
It absolutely is, Darkrai. It's also a crap game on top of that. Like, it's hard to explain if you've never played a Mega Man game. Obviously, you have, but I've had trouble explaining why it's so crap to people who don't play Mega Man games. Because they'll pick it up and look at it and say, well, it's just a platformer. And I'm like, it really isn't. It super isn't. Like, the controls are abysmal. And it does things to try and literally take control away from you to make it easier to play in ways that make it worse to play.
Congratulations, Mega Man! We did it! We got all the keys! Don't let your guard down, though. A dig's not over until you get back to the surface.
Oh my god, is this another dungeon I have to walk out of?
The Reaver bot on the other side of that door is showing signs of increased activity. It looks like it's responding to the key in some way. You'll probably have to get past it to get out of there. Make sure you're ready before opening the door. Good luck.
Make sure I'm ready. Well, it's okay. There's definitely a save point and a heal in here for me to... Right? Oh yeah, X-Dive is Mobage. Let's be very clear. Even the plot is ridiculous. And that's ignoring the sex appeal that they lean into very hard. Are you okay there, Blobster?
I've never seen reading for this before. Keep your guard up, Mega Man. There's no telling what it can do. Something's not right. Get away from it, Mega Man. What's that? Some kind of platform? Huh? Mega Man, jump! Get on the platform!
Okay. Also, perfectly okay. I'm just gonna die then. I can't make this jump. Okay, that's cool. I'm cool. Maybe here's sufficient. Let's just not mess with it this time.
Don't fall off, Mega Man!
Why did you say that? Oh, I know, right, Bragwin? Like I said, other than the gravy, totally into it.
Its readings are fluctuating again. Watch out!
Do the Prometheus school of running away from things here for a second.
I Faster, Mega Man! After Ken! Keep going, Mega Man!
Yes, Milko Blade. In gameplay. In story, Fee beats everybody. Because Fee was awesome. So, that was probably the best boss fight in the game so far. That's not a joke. So what we need to do is we need to make our own Brayway. Get some shredded beef tips, some onions, some mushrooms, some waffles. Make some waffles. Ooh. Fee is from Zelda Skyward Sword. I almost just said Skyward Sword. She's the Navi of that particular game. I should probably mention I don't really mind Navi that much either. We talked about that when we were playing through Ocarina. Oh, Minda's just the worst. Ugh, nobody likes Minda, especially Nintendo. Paddle was Majora's Mask. I hate bad cookies. I've made bad cookies. I forget even why. There's something about like how you have to do the... you can't let them lay too flat, and you need to make sure that you use good butter or something else that has good fat within it. Otherwise, the cookie comes out extraordinarily dry. It just doesn't taste right. I forget the specifics, because I don't do a lot of baking, because baking takes time. I don't even know how to give her a present, to be completely honest, Imperial Star Destroyer. Now's probably a good time to tell me how to do it. $500,000, 100,000, $1 million. 60,000. 120,000. Jesus Christ, these upgrades are expensive. Look at that. Look at that. Well, that's as upgraded as that's getting. Should probably also equip the damn thing. Present. Thank you, Mega Man. It's so cute. I always wanted a doll like this. You're welcome. We need a new refrigerator, but it will cost 5,000 zenny. Here you go. Well, anyways. To the end game. Let's do one last, like, no really save here. When she was young, she was thinking, if only someone would buy me a 5,000 zenny doll. If only.
Mega Man! So, you got the fourth and final key? If it weren't for all your hard work, those pirates would have gotten the keys, and who knows what would have happened.
It will be very interesting to see if they do anything now that we have all 4 keys in our possession.
What do you mean they?
Those funny-looking people, the ones that we found on Forbidden Island who said they were ancients.
I trust everyone unless they give me a reason not to, but you don't live as long as I have without taking precautions. I have armed guards placed around the room. I can call on them if necessary to protect us and this ship.
I just hope we won't need them. What was that?
I thought I felt something.
Confirmed. All 4 keys have been recovered.
Have you made all the necessary preparations to take control of this ship?
Yes.
Very well, begin.
If necessary, is it acceptable to disable Mega Man Trigger? Even if it means destroying the Master's genetic code?
Your primary mission is to recover and secure the keys. Then, with luck, we will be able to salvage the Master's genetic code from Trigger's shell.
Understood. Initiating assimilation program.
Oh yeah, the obviously evil people are obviously evil. Lore shock.
We've got to get out of here!
What's up with the ship? It's on fire! You don't think there's someone else after the keys, do you?
If we don't help her, she's probably going to crash. We've got to do something.
But if we're not careful, we'll end up going down with them. I don't know if even that blue kid can get out of this one.
Babu, babu, babu.
You think so too, huh, Bon?
Mega Man.
See, we're on the dare side of things.
You're finally awake.
Oh god, it's Skyrim.
Don't you worry. Gats is taking care of them.
Mistress Yuna, what are you doing?
My, you recognize me as Yuna? Even though I destroyed my original shell?
Don't waste your time, geeks. You could become infected by her aberrant logic.
My, aren't we testy? What have I done?
You should ask yourself that question, Yuna. It doesn't matter, not anymore. I have made my decision. I will not tolerate interference.
You're going to destroy the Master's genetic sample, aren't you? Without even consulting me. That's not exactly fair, is it?
When you destroyed your original shell, I became the only mother unit for this system. I am within the master system parameters. Fairness is irrelevant.
I thought you'd say that.
Mistress Sarah, here are the keys. You must return to Elysium. This unit will follow after recovering the Master's genetic sample.
Excuse me, I'm talking with Sarah.
Geets, go! The keys!
Now this is a problem. She plans on executing the carbon reinitialization program.
Carbon reinitialization program?
Basically, every human alive will be deleted, wiped out, and the ancients will be restored.
What?
Please do not complicate matters further, Mistress Yuna. There are several preparations to be made. Please remove yourself from this ship at once.
I don't know if I can do that.
Comply or this unit will use deadly force. Your answer?
No, Gats. You know what to do.
Are you sure, Mistress Yuna?
Gats, what are you doing?
Though I'm no longer recognized as a mother unit in this body, it means too that I'm not affected by behavioral limiters. I can do whatever I want.
Initiating countermeasures.
Gats, cease your actions at once. What are you doing? Ah!
All right, Mega Man. I've separated Geets from his ship. Go up on deck. Geets should be there. Where we go from here is up to you, Mega Man. Do you fight Geets? Or do you give him the Master's genetic sample? Confused? That's not surprising, I guess. After all, you have lost your memory, haven't you?
Yeah.
That doesn't really matter. All that matters is what you think and how you feel now. Now, don't try to think about things too hard. Just be true to you yourself and follow where your heart leads you.
Mistress Yuna, Geets is very angry. If we do not hurry, he is likely to destroy the entire ship.
Well, Mega Man, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's why we need to just go beat the snot out of Data.
I thought I saw something flying around, but I don't think it was a Reaver bot.
Diesel, look!
Hey, wait, that's Mega Man! What is going on here? What are we going to do? I'll tell you what we're going to do. This is a chance I've been waiting for. We're going to settle the score with that blue brat once and for all.
Wait a minute, Diesel. If that ship crashes, we'll lose the keys and everything else of value on it. Like it or not, we have to help him.
I guess you're right, Tron. All right, then. First, we help Mega Man. Then we take the keys. Okay, people, get lively. We've got work to do.
Yay!
Are you malfunctioning, Gats? There's no need for us to fight. Why do you insist on opposing me?
Sorry, Geets, but I don't believe what Mistress Sarah is planning is right.
Mistress Yuna is also in error, abandoning her shell for a carbon's. That is no longer Mistress Yuna. It's an abomination, an affront to us all. If you insist on following her, I shall be forced to terminate you. Both of you!
Master Trigger, I'm sorry. I have failed. You are our only hope.
What? Ah! I lost it.
Take this! Oh, run as fast as you can!
Oh my god, is this a good song? In this game?
Oh, they make a good couple! Prepare yourself!
Jump, Mega Man! You should be able to dodge his attack!
Really lost it.
Focus!
Hurry up and finish him off already!
Come on, Mega Man! If you win, I'll buy you dinner!
I do like dinner.
Jump, Mega Man! You should be able to dodge his attack!
You miscalculated.
Yeah, but they're not... Yeah, you can see the range limiter there. Good on approach. No! My one true love.
Now we finish this!
Honestly, I'll keep trading with you, buddy. I can clearly take the hits better.
This is all your doing. If it weren't for you, this would not have happened. This unit cannot allow Mistress Sarah to be harmed.
Do not forget, the Master is the only true human remaining. The system exists only to protect and serve the Master. We exist for this and only this purpose.
Mother?
Remember, the Master says illogical things at times. If he does, ignore him.
That's some interesting logic.
Why the Master would wish to have a unit such as that by his side. What would prompt such behavior?
The Master is lonely.
What's happening? Is this a dream?
No, Rock.
They scolded you again, did they not? My little friend? Don't be upset. Sarah often reprimands me as well. And do you know why? I can show you. Observe.
Who is that? I feel like I know him.
That is a lot of hair.
Beautiful. Is it not? These lights are one of the beta cities. But these are not ordinary betas. I have modified them slightly. Betas. You call them carbons. Though artificially created, in the end they may be closer to people than you think. The people living there know thirst, hunger, disease. They suffer all these things, and in the end, they grow old and die. But for one brief moment, they shine as bright as the sun. Because they know these hardships, they also know the meaning of happiness. Compared to theirs, our perfect world is cold and sterile.
Oh my god.
I'd like to ask you to do something for me, Mega Man. Can you take me there? What do you say?
Take you there? What? Wait, I know him. He's the Master. I remember now. I came here. I came to Terra with the Master. And then...
Then I had a headache.
Come on, Mega Man. If you fall asleep, you'll never wake up again. Open your eyes. I thought I might not be able to make contact with you.
Where are...
We're inside one of your memory files. The file you entrusted Data with all those years ago.
Memory? Data?
You were badly damaged by Geetz's attack. I'm rebuilding you, using Data's memory to restore your programming. You won't be fully optimized for a while longer, so just sit back and relax.
Data? Restore? Program?
Listen to the sounds of everyday life, the sounds of city life, the smell of evening meals being prepared. All this and more we in Elysium have lost. Thank you, Mega Man. Thanks to you, I have finally been able to experience this for myself. For 3,000 years, I have been free from hardship and pain.
My god.
A life of luxury and ease, obeying my heart's desire.
I'm sorry. Hold up. It's been 3,000 years since the ZX series? Actually, it's probably been even longer, because this is in the past. Holy crap.
Seeing these people, grateful for the simple joys of life, I wonder, was I truly happy? I have made up my mind, Mega Man. Carry out my final command. I want you to destroy the system. I realize now that we were wrong. Correct my mistake. Make things right again. This is a good luck charm. As long as you have it, no one can stop or harm you. Return to Elysium. Delete all data from the library, understand? Please, Mega Man.
Master.
It looks as though my time has finally come. I know I cannot survive long outside of Elysium. Therefore, goodbye, Mega Man. Thank you for all you have done for me. All these many years. I go now. Into the arms of my true mother.
Master.
So that's what this is all about. Sarah never told me about this.
You are...
Yuna. Remember me?
Yuna?
Sarah is in charge of Elysium's system. I was in charge of Terra's system. My official designation was Mother.
Mother?
Now I understand why you downloaded your memories of the Master into that little monkey. So they couldn't be scanned or tampered with. Now I understand why you brought the Master here. Why you tried to destroy the system.
Mistress Yuna, Mistress Sarah has almost reached Elysium.
We're running out of time. Unless we stop her, Sarah will execute the carbon reinitialization program. The carbon reinitialization program was meant to be run only after the Master and all other humans had died. It uses their genetic codes to clone new humans. If it's activated, everyone alive on Terra will be eliminated. Only you can stop Sarah from using it. It looks like your self-repair functions are working. We can go now, but you still need to decide what to do.
Mega Man!
He'll be all right. Though his memory is still fragmented, he can still download whatever he needs from your little monkey friend. Now, Gats and I will get a pod ready that will take you back to Elysium. You can find both of us where you initially came to Terra. The choice is yours, the Master's final wish, or follow the path the system has chosen. Find us when you make up your mind. See you!
Look in any library and you can find a history of civilization as we know it, but there's nothing describing the world before we started recording events. I always wondered why. Now I know. We didn't evolve. We were created. One day, boom, there we were, with a language and culture provided for us.
I wanted to know who built all the ruins and why they were there. We owe everything to the Master.
Hey.
I don't know whether this master system should be destroyed or not. It's too big for me. We're in your hands, Mega Man. Do what you think is best. There's nothing we can do about it. What will be, will be.
Mega Man? I don't know what your life was like before we met, but do what you think is right, no matter what. I'll keep looking until I find my parents, but you're the most important thing in my life. If not for you, I wouldn't have been able to do all the things I've done. That's why I know you'll do what's best for me. For everyone, come on, let's go. She's waiting for us. Right.
So... There's one thing that's always kind of vaguely bothered me about this entire system. I mean, obviously the plot is just kind of... but let's ignore that for just 1 second. So... what are the betas? Or I suppose more accurately, what was the purpose behind the betas? Now, if I'm going to go and speculate a little bit here, because I'm going to spoil something for you. One of the many reasons people have been clamoring for Mega Man Legends 3 game for the last 20 years is because this game is going to end on a little bit of a to be continued. It's not overt, but it's kind of like ZX2, if you remember, which also, by the way, ended on a to be continued and has never been followed through on. See, the thing is, Trihexy, you think maybe the betas are supposed to be template bodies, and yet the Master System, in several of its iterations, including the one we saw in the first game, is designed to erase and delete all the betas in order to make room for the clones to be able to go down and do their shtick, right? Also, from what we understand, the betas wouldn't even be able to do what Darkrai mentions, aka the management stuff, if not for the fact that the Master directly intervened with them. Now, maybe that's what the betas were. Maybe the betas were never supposed to be part of things, but that falls into the problem of, well, then why is there an entire system whose entire purpose is to delete them from existence and then go ahead and clone people in order to build it? Also, why is the trigger for cloning... oh. Why is the trigger for cloning all the humans and repopulating the Earth the death of the last human? I could keep going, but you know what this all reminds me of? Yeah, there's a lot of self-destructing. It reminds me of the fact that anytime I'm sitting down, and when I'm in the very, very beginning stages of writing a story, doing the outline, and I notice flaws in my own outline, and that prompts questions which then need answering, and then I have to answer them. Now, maybe the question, because let's just be very real about this, there's actually a lot of holes in the overarching plot of Mega Man Legends 1 and 2. The whole Master System, the cloning, the betas, the humans, what they were doing, why they were doing it. Maybe those holes were going to be plugged someday by Mega Man Legends 3. I don't know. Unfortunately, I have gone digging in it, and I have not found jack with regards to specific information. So it's like, So there's a whole lot of, okay. In the moment, it makes sense from the game's purposes to make the Master System, because the Master System exists to delete carbons. But the more you think about that fact, the less that fact makes sense. And again, remember, that is the core plot of both Mega Man Legends game. In Legends 1, Juno, I think, right? It was Juno? Was trying to, you know, delete the carbons on that one island. And in Mega Man Legends 2, they're trying to delete all the carbons everywhere. And in both cases, it's trying to reactivate the Master System in order to accomplish this. So it's kind of a central thread is what I'm trying to get at here. Anyways, this is the point of no return. Once we go to the Endgame dungeon, we're at the Endgame dungeon. So we have two choices here. We can grind our face off in order to get some upgrades. Actually, we do need to do a very small amount of grinding. So we're going to do a very small amount of grinding real quick. Please talk to me. Please talk to me. There we go. No, we haven't put up the cheat flag now. Not going to do it for this. Is this it? Yes, this is it. It's okay, we have infinite time before they activate the button that will delete human life. Excuse me, carbon life. Actually, that is correct, Darkrai, and the only reason I know that is because there's a specific piece of armor that only shows up for sale once we hit a boss section of the upcoming dungeon. We're not going to bother if it's not obvious. What am I doing? What's funny is we only need a little bit of money, but, well, we know where to get money. Let's get a little bit of money here. Of course I didn't bring vacuum. Whatever. The wrong thing, anyways. Die! Die for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Mwahaha. A 13-pound rifle? That's it? I pathetically spit upon it, but tooey. But the answer is not applicable as usual, Gumgum. I do not know if there's any cheats for this game. I legitimately have not looked it up. There is... That's been really good luck. It is legitimately possible we will cheat in the final dungeon. Lord knows that that final boss of the first game was the final boss of the first game. We'll see. I suppose I could check really quickly, because I could literally just hit this button and see, are there any pre-baked-in cheats here? So let's just check really quick. Here we go. Cheats. Infinite health, invincibility, max money, reduced time, max upgrades, have all items, have all key items. Unlock all extra modes. Hold X to hover jump. Attach arms to head. Spin around to hold by holding R3. Disable FPS lock. Force 30 FPS. Walk through walls. Okay, we gotta try some of those. I'm not gonna put up the cheat flag for that, but we gotta try some of those to see what the hell. Here's me. Here's me. Oh god, I already missed the vacuum. Oh god, I missed the vacuum so much. Okay. Actually, hang on. Behold my power! This is just canon now. This is just canon. This is what Volnut always looked like. I mean, no, Gum. Deagles are kind of terrible guns. Hollywood likes to use them because they're big and flashy, but I mean, for real purposes, no. Yeah, Deagles are only ever good in video games, and it's usually just because the damage is cranked up. I need a little bit more. A little bit more. It's fine, Cycloud. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yep, this is your true form, Mega Man. I've got to see a cutscene with this code on. 2 more. Or, no, 4 more, excuse me, 4 more. Yeah, hey, Tron Bon. I rebuilt myself to be more suitable to your particular tastes. And of course, Tron Bon is totally into it. Roll, of course, is not. Oh my god, you're right, Imperial Star Destroyer. Come on. Now, let's make sure we can turn off this code really quick. Oh, thank God. Okay. I was a little worried. A little. What else we got here? What was the other silly one? Oh, Jesus. So all this did was remove the FPS cap. So this is just playing the game at 60 FPS. You notice it's variable frame rate, depending on how much we're loading it at the time. I know, Blade Triple! Whoop! Okay, that's acceptable. Hang on. So let's turn that off immediately. There we go. Hey, roll. The jump! The jump! Oh my god. Hello. Ah! There it is. Kevlar armor. It's a monster in town. Run! Oh, adult. 100% of the time, Tim. When we get to the Mega Man rewrite, anybody who tries to audition for Rock and sit and uses a young, cute voice is going to be automatically denied. Let's not save while this code is on. Same goes for X, who is, of course, a different character, probably. Most annoying high-pitched voice in fiction. The mascot character from World of Final Fantasy. We are assuredly not keeping Elmerfug. I'm in the wrong spot. We did, although it was pre-Oblivion line, Tim. There it is. So it's an invalid review.
Well, here we are. Mega Man, be careful. Please?
I will.
Aww. I was hoping for a cutscene. To, you know. Whatever. made up your mind. You ready to go? Yes.
What was that girl's name again? Roll?
Yeah.
She was quite worried while you were unconscious and kept asking if there was anything she could do. She looked desperate. She probably would have done anything. Anything I told her to. If she thought it would have helped to bring you back. Once I told her you were probably going to be all right, she almost started crying. You should take good care of her. She really likes you. How are we doing, Gats?
Engines are online.
I had Gats merge with his shuttle pod to repair it.
Master Trigger, hurry. Mistress Sarah will execute the carbon reinitialization program shortly.
What are you waiting for? Get in!
Yes, ma'am.
I was hoping for like a full cutscene, but whatever.
I really like Roll and all the other carbons. I think they're worth preserving, even if it means destroying the system.
While this unit has reservations about destroying the system, it will do its utmost to assist you.
Well, here we are. Let's do what we came here to do. The rest will take care of itself.
I also like how it's kind of a false dichotomy. We either have to destroy the Master System and doom humanity, or we have to activate the Master System and doom the carbons. And it's like, I feel like that's a false dichotomy. I feel like we could have both things here, you know. It's been a long time since I've been here. Hasn't changed much, though. Well, this is it. I'd go with you if I could, but seeing as this isn't my own body, your arms are on your head, I'll stay here. I'll spot for you, though, so I'll be with you in spirit, if not in body. Miss Sarah's most likely in the library, which is in the mother area. The library contains the genetic records of the humans who built the system. Normally, the mother area can be reached by going through the master room from the central area. However, the elevator that connects directly to the center area is stopped on the upper level. That means you have to go through the defense area. It's called the final dungeon. I know, I've played a Mega Man game before. You get the elevator working, you get to the center area from the central bay. Layout of Elysium may confuse you. Use your internal navigation system. What happens next is your decision. I'll do all I can to slow Sarah down. Good luck. I mean, my choice is really... Data, what are you doing here? Really obvious. Death to humans and to the living. Hi, Mega Man, I came along too. I forgot how far away from Terra Elysium is. I was worried for a while if we would make it at all. Well, this is it. Good luck. I mean, it has been several millennia, which is just... It is what it is. Green eye. Woo! That actually gets us the laser. Unfortunately, we don't have 19 million Zenny lying around, so we're not even going to bother with that. You should... Hey, you should go level.
Alright, I'll spot for you, Mega Man. I know Elysium like the back of my hand.
That's not your hand. Oh no, there's tons of Zenny cheats. We're just not using them. Death to cheat flags.
The floor's thinner in that spot. If you increase the relative gravity, you should be able to break through it. What you see in front of you is a gravity field. The relative gravity on the other side of the entrance is heavier. You should remember all this, Mega Man.
Yep, we've been to space, yo. Which would sound impressive, but honestly, Mega Man games have been going to space since Mega Man 3, so it's not kind of that new of a thing. I don't like RetroArch, so I don't use RetroArch unless I have absolutely no other choice. And that's never happened, so I've never actually used RetroArch, Hira. Yeah, like I said, space, yeah, we've done that. We're good. Really? Oh yeah, we're playing Last Guardian next. Another beloved classic I'm probably not gonna like. This is my life now. Oh wait, no, it's not next. Trombone is next. But then, Last Guardian.
If you lower the relative value, you can also...
True enough, Blazeval. So yeah, it'll be Trombone, and then Last Guardian, and then Firewatch. I think that's it. Until we get back to the lore block. I mean, don't mistake me. Shadows of the Colossus was an acceptable game. It's just... a lot of people look at Shadows of the Colossus like the best thing since sliced bread, and to me it's just an okay game. Hence the problem. I love how much money they're tossing at me. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I'm not really into, you know, animals. So that's probably part of it too. Yeah, I've usually heard Shadows of the Colossus listed as one of the best games ever made, which just kind of makes me raise an eyebrow a little bit, you know. Nah. We'll keep the damage. Hey, look, without the slowdown. Holy crap. I mean, no, I don't, GJG Jordan. 3,000 years is... I know I talk a lot about the 10,000 years problem, but in this exact case, it works even worse than usual. They literally said in the previous cutscene that they had a pre-baked culture and technology and language and all that just kind of built into them. And then they sat there and effectively didn't develop for 3 millennia? Also never figured out anything about their origins or the giant space station that's hovering over them. I know. We don't actually know how long they've been... Like, hang on, I'm sorry. There's actually 2 problems with this, and I'm screwing them up because they're both stupid. So, first of all, Elysium just kind of hung out up there for 3 millennia, doing nothing while nothing happened. And then we have an uncertainly large amount of time between that and modern day, during which nothing also happened. And it's just like... obviously it does have to be a chunk of time, probably several centuries. But even that might be highballing it. These people have scanners and radar and technology and cybernetics that would make us blush in real life. I'm pretty sure they could actually figure out a little bit of what's going on with their world. Possibly Imperial Star Destroyer. I've been able to find only a very few scant bits of information on this game in the Japanese version. Yeah, 3 centuries? Okay, I could buy that, honestly. No issues. I wouldn't even bring it up if it was 3 centuries. What, for the final stage, Melkor? Yeah. Tell me about it, Braylon. I know I tend to come down as a little bit harsh about the 10,000 years thing, but part of the reason why is because it is so prolific, and it's done for so little reason. For those of you who never heard me rant about this, the reason writers will do the 10,000 year thing is because it's a big round number. No. Really. That's the reason. 10,000 years sounds like a long time. 3,000 years sounds like a long time. Therefore it is. Think about where human history was at 3,000 years ago for 1 second. That would have been about, yeah, just around the Bronze Age collapse. A world without Twitter. For God's sakes. You get my point, though. Hi. Hello. Thank you for your sacrifice there and making sure I died. I was a little bit before then, Jordan. Just by a few years, though. Back then, they called me En Sabanur. Anyways, so I've been sitting here wrestling with something for a while. And the problem is, I think I need to give this game another negative. And I hate doing that. But I think we absolutely have to. And I've been chewing on it ever since, basically trying to argue myself out of it. And failing at it. I know, G-Juice. I know. Clearly, I'm just trying to needle drop. Oh. What for? Well, the plot is really, really stupid. Like, the core tenets of the plot are fairly basic. There's an ancient race. They're secretly antagonistic. Threat. Okay, cool. That's a really, really basic premise that's used in a lot of games. Cool. Problem. Everything else. It is clearly not well thought out. And even if it's well thought out in the Japanese version, that doesn't really matter for the version of the game we're playing. You know? I'm just going to put this into writing, actually. Listen, this game is 100% perfect in Japanese. And I know this because one of the earliest things I discovered was that the English translation of Final Fantasy VI is better than the Japanese one. You can quote me on that. Where's my map? There it is. Are we down here yet? Woolsey. Although, ironically, it's also every English translation after the Woolsey version. Because even when they started doing proper localizations for Final Fantasy VI in the GBA and the Pixel Remaster versions, they all borrowed the ideas that Woolsey invented for the original SNES English version. Ideas which were not in the original Japanese. Congratulations, Draxi. Honestly, yeah, I would also agree with English FF12 while we're on the subject. A few individual nitpicky things I won't bore you with, but the big thing is characterization. Several of the characters are who they are because of Woolsey and his English translation. Yeah, the only reason Kefka is a character we remember 30 years later is because of Woolsey. That's not exaggeration. How many of you have played any JRPG where there's a generic I like killing character? And I say generic because they usually are literal one-note characters who have nothing interesting about them other than the fact that I like killing. I'll use a specific example. There was this one dude whose name I don't even remember in Tales of Vesperia. When we reviewed that, he got a negative because he was a generic I like killing character. Yeah, the anime psychopath is extraordinarily common, and in many cases is actually a detriment to the narrative. Guess what Kefka is in the original Japanese version? I mean, the GBA version arguably had a superior translation, but again, that translation was based off of Woolsey's. Yeah, that's another one. Vorlon, or whatever his damn name was, from Tales of Arise. Actually, the Tales of really likes to use that character type, but you get my point. No, FF12 is actually the golden standard for localization, but certainly Earthbound did a lot right. Whoops, wrong button. Anyways, I'm not trying to say that the Japanese version sucked, or that Resident Arc sucks, or even that anything sucks. What I'm trying to say is that for the longest time, as a kid, I had this weird impression that the original version, and I'm phrasing it that way, was always better, right? The original intent of Star Trek, the original version of Star Wars, the original Japanese dialogue, you get it, right? And the older I got, and again, I found out about the Kefka thing years and years and years ago. The older I got, the more I've seen that's just not true. The original version may be better. It may not. Anyways, this is a good time to get your guesses in. Probably Trahaxi. I don't remember his name because he was extraordinarily generic. Come on, game. Oh no, it's fine, Imperial Star Destroyer. The Resident Arc crew are pretty legit, and I actually sing their praises more often than not. I wish I could do more collaborations with them, but, you know, they've moved on, and I don't have time. But that doesn't mean we agree on everything. Actually, quite the contrary. Mike, in particular, and I disagree on several key points. Just to name one specific example, I actually rather liked FF7R1, despite all its flaws. I mean, that would suck, Gum Gum, although that's happened in real life, so that makes sense. That's some health. And some bubbles. Yeah, Mike was really not a fan of FF7R1. I was a big net positive on it. Probably Blade Travell, which is, and I'm going to be very honest about this, one of the reasons I haven't watched it. You can probably guess the other reason I haven't watched it. Yeah, time. It's... I don't have a lot of that right now. I had time to make breakfast and lunch and dinner this morning. That was my allocation for the day. I mean, it's not hard to like FF10 more than me, but that's just because I take into account all of FF10 when considering it. I mean, right? Like, FF10's one of those games where it's like, yeah, it's a good game, unless you do the optional stuff. It's one of the most stark examples of that in the FF catalog. I will also admit that my opinion of FF10 went down, not up, once they started releasing ancillary materials. Something we'll have to discuss again when we do an audit review of that game. That's another thing. I tend to be a little bit more gameplay focused than, you know, the Resident Arc team. Any net positive optional content in FF10? No. I had to really think about that one, but no. There are things that have positives about them in the optional content, but that's not what you asked. You asked net positive. Yeah.
Hey!
Okay. Like, so for example, Ross mentions the Monster Arena. I absolutely cannot list the Monster Arena as a net positive. Because I've done the Monster Arena. All of it. And here's a weird one. I'm probably going to get some looks for this. I actually like Blitzball up to a certain point. The problem with Blitzball is it overstays its welcome way too long. Like, by the time you get to about the 10th or so match of Blitzball, you've seen all there is to see and you're kind of done with it. And by the time you start devolving to the point where you're really just trying to focus on your team and leveling them out, well, then you're just trying to get the matches over with in order to get back to the part of the game that's actually interesting. And if you actually try to go for the, for actually finishing the Blitzball tournament stuff, well, then you're going to be there for a long, long, long time. So again...
Looks like you've made it to the residential area. Does it bring back any memories?
What the hell's a cloud? Because again, is it a positive? Yeah. Is it a net positive? No. That's the problem. Something I find funny is whenever I mention optional content in FF10, most people think of like chocobo racing or catching butterflies, and my mind immediately goes towards the freaking Monster Arena. Some of you have seen my 100% save of FF10, which I actually still have. It's right there on that memory card, assuming that memory card is still valid. But I have shown it off on camera before, during the original marathon. Because I actually hooked up my PS2 for that one. Thing is, that, I'm pretty sure I spent maybe about 40 hours on that save doing main content stuff, and maybe about another 10 hours doing optional content, and then probably around 60 hours doing the Monster Arena. So, I'm going to be honest, if not for that text prompt, I wouldn't have realized that these are apparently supposed to be houses on these little, floating platforms in this space station of doom. Naturally, there's undead flaming Reaver bots here, because of course there are. I still don't think it would rate as highly as the greats of the FF series. Because, to be honest, what I think would happen, Ross, is the gameplay would be okay, and the story would be pretty good. Because, yeah, we actually proved that FF10 is kind of a grind-free game, as long as you completely ignore all the optional content. Oh, we beat Unalesca. At low level. Now, granted, I was prepped for that, knew what I was doing, but you get my point. See you around, Tim. Hope the headache goes away. Okay, so now that I'm found and where I'm at on the map, no, maybe I'm not found. Where the hell am I? So there's the wall. I mean, the door. Like I said, I think the gameplay would probably squeak in at being net positive in FF10, but I don't think it would be very highly positive. Okay, so... Okay, I see where I am. I see where I am. I'm found. I'm found. No, I'm not. Where the hell am I? I think my map is literally wrong. Because the map says I should be able to go north here, and I super cannot. Whoops. Don't mind me. Just accidentally throwing homing missiles out there. That's my B. My B.
That's the building where the Master lived. I'll bet you probably spent a lot of your time there, didn't you?
Yes, the Master and I had lots of sex. What's it to you? God, it's so nosy. Damn it, Django. I just don't understand the power of the old game side of the Force. Why am I getting Zenny at this point? I mean, I know I can still leave this dungeon, which is just bonkers to think about, by the way. You know, that's a good point. Quite. They didn't really have a lot going on back then. Yeah, there's his house. It's an interesting idea. So the Master finds... So, way back in the past, Rock dies for whatever reason. They sent him into low Earth orbit as like a tribute. And then 3,000 years later, they find him. The Master finds him. It's like, oh, this is cool. Let's heal first. Meanwhile, like, I like to think that because Zero is apparently the main character of the entire franchise, Zero's program is still down there on the planet below, and for some strange reason is still just better than everything else in the entire setting. And then we found Zero. Oh, God. Oh, my God. You know, that's actually a valid way to stay on top. How are you the best? Well, I've sort of been killing the competition for centuries. What? Yeah. Well, who's ready for a negative to gameplay?
The gravity's back to normal. Are you ready? Things are going to get a little different from here on. This is it, Mega Man. Good luck.
So, a little bit of deja vu here. Yeah, if the robots could stop causing the apocalypses, plural, maybe humanity could actually advance a little bit. That is, of course, a lie, since humanity's actually extinct at this point in the series. No, really. It's okay, they probably had it coming. Yes, the apocalypse sigh. Oh yeah, sorry. I wanted to address what you mentioned, Linearith, because something Linearith mentioned is part of why I think it's completely fair to judge the optional content when it comes to reviewing a game. Obviously, I think that just in general. But a more specific reason is, think about how many games you could come up with off the top of your head where the optional content is the good stuff. Frankly, that's probably a larger list than the games where the main stuff is the good stuff in my books. Yeah, Majora's Mask. Perfect example. In immediate contrast to Ocarina is Majora's Mask. And yeah, the example that Aerith gave earlier was Cyberpunk. Yeah. That's a bit case by case, admittedly, Dream Whisperer. We've only really run into that once, and we decided to bake all that together for that specific game. And the other problem, and we've talked about this before, is the definition of optional is pretty loose. Something that's come up for speedrunners over many years, because any percent is defined as just getting to the credits in many cases, which, you know... There's a lot of ways to do that effectively without even playing the game. Shoot you? Okay. But you can shoot me. I have finally met my match. Ugh. In many cases, you do not have to beat the final boss in order to beat a game. For our purposes, what we usually... Not that it matters, because we define all content equally, but for our purposes, optional content is everything that is not intended to be mandatory to beat a game. Whether it actually is mandatory or not. So, for example, all of the guild stuff and all of the side quests in Oblivion, for example. So, Breath of the Wild's a good example, because in Breath of the Wild, it is intended that you do the 4 main dungeons, and then go beat the last boss. So that would then qualify under these definitions as main content, or that is to say, mandatory content. Even though literally it's not, but... Like I said, what is literally mandatory content is much more restrictive than you'd think. A lot of games. Alright, this is the Prometheus phase. Yeah, then there's Metroid games. There's a reason Metroid games traditionally have a category literally called low percent. Which is different from any percent. Because the whole point of low percent is to beat the game with as minimal of items as is actually possible. And trust me, that number can get really low. Give me a heal or an enemy that drops a heal. Maybe. Wait, really, Cycloud? Oh my god. Okay. That sucks. Oh, you know, they have to do some interesting stuff, Traven. I agree.
Looks like the gravity's increased again. I wonder who will turn up next. Looks like defeating that Guardian restored the gravity to normal.
I mean, think about it logically. Wouldn't you build a bunch of giant mecha if you could? Honestly. Nice, Jordan. Nice to hear some good news for once. Really quick, could someone type in exclamation mark guess into chat really quick for me, please? Thank you. I'm gonna lock down the guessing game. Also, I hate to do this, but you know what, here, I'll leave the guessing game open for right now, but I do need to take a brief AFK. I will be right back. You know, I'm actually sad. Because unless this last little tidbit absolutely nails it, this is gonna be a net negative game. There's no way. Now here's a question. Your childhood must die! Do you think trombone, excuse me, will be a net positive or a net negative? And we haven't even gotten to the final boss yet. We didn't even beat the final boss last time, although my hands are in better shape today, so we'll see. The library contains the genetic code of the humans who built the Master System. It's up to you. Do you obey the system or destroy it? Because that's the choice for some reason. Correct, Lunarith. The whole reason I said get your guess in before I went and wandered off to do stuff was I actually left it open until I came back. You had like 5 minutes. I wasn't even here.
Well, you've made it.
And yeah, we're at the end here.
Or defend it. It's your choice, Mega Man. I can't tell you what to do.
What's your guess, Lunarith?
Attempt to infiltrate Mother's logic circuits. There is no guarantee as to how effective such an action will be, but it should impair Mother's reaction time to some extent. This unit's powers are limited, but it shall assist you as much as possible.
Alright, now what do you want to put it towards?
Shielded against any and all transmissions. I won't be able to help you anymore. Good luck, Mega Man.
Oh, there we go. It was just stalled there for some reason. Now, there's the possibility that we will end up going back to town and buying some healing items and all that. So this might even be dragged out even longer than it already is. So that's cool. Final boss time. You get to pick one thing for non-financial things, Lunarith, so which one of those would you prefer?
Execution of carbon reinitialization program has been paused, awaiting order to continue from other unit. Execution of carbon reinitialization program has been paused, awaiting order to continue from other unit.
Paused?
Execution of carbon reinitialization program has been paused, awaiting order to continue from other unit.
Wait, she could have hit go at any time and she waited for us to show up?
I have been waiting for you, Mega Man Trigger.
That's a very Juno-style body there.
I could have executed the carbon reinitialization program at any time, but I chose not to.
Thanks?
Do you know why? Unlike you, I cannot act against the system. I can only act within the parameters it defines for me. Indeed, I cannot think of anything beyond the system's limits. That is why I cannot comprehend what could have motivated the Master to attempt to destroy the system. I am jealous of you. You were close to the Master. You understood his thoughts in a way I will never be able to. Yuna chose to remove herself from the system, even though she is, like myself, Mother Unit. I cannot do that. I've waited for you, whom the Master loved. Perhaps by defeating you, who is so sympathetic to the Master's desires, I can purge myself of these troublesome emotions. Come then, Mega Man Trigger. Show me what a first-class purifier is capable of.
Time to die. What? Hang on. I just got an email from Jordan. What? No, JDG Jordan from chat. What are you trying to do with the document? That would be funny, Dream Whisperer. Yeah, Michael Jordan wants to talk to me. You sure? Yeah! Okay, that's a scam. Interesting. So it looks like you were trying to add your name to the list. Yeah, right there. I see it right there. And you can't because the document is locked, of course. Now, what's weird is I just got the email now, but apparently you tried to do that about 12 minutes ago. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, that threw me so much I got hit by the boss's attacks twice, because I was like, what? Ow. Yeah, this is gonna be a death. I don't know all her attacks yet. You know, I'd ask why bosses like warping it out, but I actually know the exact reason for that. It's because it's easier to animate. And program, for that matter. Just, they're here now. You know, not to bury the lead here, but in a good boss design, the ads she occasionally spawns would be able to drop, like, little health pellets or something. Just point it out. Yeah, we're dead. How's your day going? That's true, and we all know Nier has the best plot in any video game ever made. Ever. Except for this one, obviously, Jordan. This is clearly the best plot. While I'm doing this, can someone do me a favor and look up what the golden number was for Mega Man Legends 1? It was, June, I want to say, of last year. So it shouldn't be that long ago. 6.32. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if this one's going to score higher or lower. It does several things better and several things right, and then there's the rest of it. I believe even as of now, this game is scoring higher on the story axis, but... yeah, we haven't seen the ending yet. Yeah, honestly, Nino Island really did absolutely kill the score. And I've thought about that a couple times, like, maybe I was too harsh, and no, I wasn't. Nino Island, just top to bottom, was awful. It wasn't just awful in the normal sense, it was several layers of bad that all just kind of happened to sandwich on top of each other. Bad bread, bad meat, bad lettuce. You get it. It's a damn shame, because I do think the game would be substantially better if we just kind of Thanos that part of the game out of existence. North, I think? No. Yes. Please use the elevator. Thank you. Hey, can you take me back to Earth? I mean, Terra. Whatever. I agree, Cycloud. You could tell some effort was put into several aspects of it. And just, you know, then there's the rest. Okay. I mean, considering what was going on at Capcom at this point in history, I'd honestly be shocked if this wasn't rushed. Probably not particularly supported, too, which is probably at least partially why there was no Mega Man Legends 3. I mean, it was, to Quetta, you're absolutely right. I mean, hell, even Xenogears did that. Hey, humanization, give me 1 second. Also, as a reminder, you can put that towards up to 3 things at no additional cost. It's okay, we now know Sarah's just waiting on us to be, you know, as much of a twat as she possibly can. So we've got all day to just do this here. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Noctis. It really is funny to me how often... I do not mean that at all, humanization. I mean all three things get your full donation. Hence the plural voting method. That's why I'm still reminding people when they put it towards less than three things, and that they can do it at no additional cost. That's one of the quicker ways I've been able to use to get it across to most people. Alright, so where do I buy potions? Let's see here. Can I buy potions? I think that's really the question here. Let's see here. Yeah, just give me a bucket of E-tanks, roll. Can I seriously not buy potions? Is that actually a thing? Okay, you got it, humanization. Thank you for the sub. I do appreciate your support. I will definitely jot that down for the Kingdom Hearts blog. I remember that, Imperial Star Destroyer. Now, language is a thing, especially in Japanese, but there was definitely a vibe from every analyst I saw who looked at the announcement that was essentially, the reason there's no game is because you didn't buy it. And what irritates me about that is that's valid. It's also, however, completely wrong. Generally speaking, if there's a franchise that doesn't put out the numbers that the people want from it, it's usually the developer's fault. Sorry, I shouldn't say developers. I mean, like, publisher. The company's fault. There's actually several examples of this, but I'll use one of my favorite ones because it's a recent one. Metroid. Metroid has never been a big, numbers-moving franchise until they decided to support it. And every time they have, hey, guess what? The next major Metroid game has sold bonkers well. Go figure. That's why I speak in such vague terms, because support means a lot of things when it comes to making a game. But you know what I mean when I say that, right? There's a lot of individual things with regards to marketing and making sure they have access to the tools they need, making sure they have access to the people they need, making sure they have the time to make the game they needed to, make sure they have the internal resources within the company that they can pull from, you know, blah, 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 blah. There's all sorts of things that go into support. We actually talked about this when we were covering Mega Man because of how Mega Man games have and haven't been supported. Now, obviously, that's not always true. There are plenty of games that have been fully supported that have still sold very badly. Duh. I'm just saying that it is a weird fallacy that a large number of companies seem to think that they can get away with crapping out something and then using that as an excuse to kill the project. That's true in movies, in shows, in books, in music, and of course, in games. Hell, that's true in fast food. This is something that probably doesn't really enter most people's spheres of caring or attention, but there have been several specific products or specific things that, you know, like Taco Bell or McDonald's or Burger King or whatever, will push or not push, and then if they don't support it, if there's not good marketing, if they don't make it well, or if they don't release it on multiple things, and then it doesn't sell, they're like, oh, well, it didn't sell. Cut it. And it's like... Okay, so I don't... So I can't... I can't get healing items? I can't buy potions? Whatever. Okay. Okay, so hold on. Can I keep upgrading the energy canteen, like, forever? Because I notice it's just kind of capped. But I could keep doing it. And I was holding off because I was like, I'm going to spend my money on healing items. That's going to be a review when we get there. I'm going to be very honest. I am not looking forward to the Xenogears review. That's going to be a thing. We might just straight up put the cheat flag up immediately on that and just be like, "Yep, we're good." Well, let's see how many of these we can buy. We got a little bit of money from the last dungeon, so let's burn it. That's 37 charges. Okay. I'll take it. It's whatever. It's healing. I know, Takoida. I know. Yeah, we have bought a few E-tanks. Now we get to walk all the way back. Although what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a backup save out here, outside of the dungeon, in case we decide to do another walk out. Hi, J. Palmer. You ready for the last dungeon, J. Palmer? It's going to be an exciting time. There it is. I actually have already locked it in, but I've been... You know what, I'm just going to unlock it. Here, I'm just going to unlock it, because we've had 3 separate people being like, wait! Even though I gave tons of warning. There, it's unlocked. Go do whatever. God damn it. Xenogears is a beloved PlayStation 1 JRPG. Imperial Star Destroyer. And all that implies. Also has music by someone whose musical taste isn't really my thing. Oh yeah, Jordan, since I unlocked it, you can go ahead and add in your guess now if you want to. Do it, Jordan. Do it. Yes, plus, hang on. What's the what score did Diablo 3 get? Thank God I don't use an out of 10 system. Could you imagine? So there you go. What you need to do, Jordan, is you need to guess that this game will score 1 more than Diablo 3. No, you're fine, Jordan. I've unlocked it. You can actually edit it now. So what actually happened, for those curious, is Jordan was trying to edit the sheet, but it was locked down. Which meant, rather than actually editing the sheet, what ended up happening is it left a comment on the spot instead of an edit. And I have it set so that every single attempt to comment on any of my documents immediately pings me. Which is naturally why it didn't ping me for like 10 minutes. Thanks, Google. I usually use that for more like over in the rewrite stuff, for keeping track of that kind of thing. Yeah, please don't do that. You could probably spam me with emails if you did that, and that would suck. So how you liking the last dungeon here, Jay Palmer? I like to call this dungeon Doors. God, do you remember that heart-pumping section of the last dungeon of... I forget if that was ZX1 or 2. One of them. Yeah, the we're out of money dungeon. Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, not that I'm trying to draw any parallels here, but you know one game that wasn't rushed towards the end of its development? Final Fantasy VI. They were so ahead of schedule, they added an entire second world to that game. Not that that's the perfect example of gaming or anything, it's just funny to think about in hindsight. Yeah, honestly, and I mean this, I think FF6 would be a much worse product without the World of Ruin. Alright, then we'll do a save state here. Safety save. This is it, Jake Jordan. This is it. You can add your name right now. Alright, what's your guess, Jordan? What's your guess and what's your game? Delete the... God dang it. Hang on. Get rid of the comment. JDG Jordan. And there's the guess. And we're going to put it towards... Okay, negative 5.5. What game? Or show, but, you know. Because you got to select what you're going to put it towards, assuming you win. Oh. Dragon Quest 5. Done. Now I'm locking it back down. Lock, lock, lock. Having done that, now I'm going to update the HUD. Since people are trying to cheat the system, I see how it is. Jordan's like, I'm going to cheat. And then I'm going to use my cheating powers of cheatery.
Destroy the system. This unit will attempt. This unit's power. The library.
Mega Man trigger has been saved. Okay, now we'll set a save state. There we go. Let's do it. Let's die to the boss. Oh. Hey! That was actually even more skippable than I was expecting it to be. No, I just... Usually there's like a weird delay when I try to skip. And there wasn't that time, so... I was confuzzled. It just immediately skipped, like it honestly probably should do. I mean, that's because it is Blade Travel. Although we haven't seen Phase 2 yet, so let's not get too cozy.
Well trigger. Well trigger.
The attack I hate the most. That's...
Well trigger.
And naturally she does it 3 times in a row. She knew. She was like, oh, this is the attack you don't like. Perfect.
Take this. Well trigger.
Oh yeah, you're just being a fun lady.
Well trigger.
Look at this. I mean, interestingly, she doesn't actually... No, I have not, J. Palmer. She doesn't actually have that much health.
Take this.
Like, I'm pushing through her pretty well, and I don't even have a fully upgraded missile. Okay, that's bullcrap.
Gats is attempting to assist you by invading my internal systems. I do not understand. A servitor unit such as Gats should be unable to disobey the system's commands. Still, a mother unit like myself is superior to a servitor unit. His sabotage attempts are a distraction, nothing more. When last we struggled, you imprisoned me on Terra. Perhaps this time, it will be you who is imprisoned.
Of course.
Now, shall we continue?
Camera? It's... That is... Oh, that is just the worst camera. Look at that. Oh, wow. She hurts, too. That's a lot of damage. I actually thought I could fall off earlier, but as you can see, we cannot. I guess I'll heal. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, did you see how much damage that did? Okay, that's not a... That's a good one. Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, jeez. Listen, it's okay. I've got lots of cheese whiz. Cheese wheels. I've got cheese whiz too, but that's unrelated. Literally not hitting her because of the range issue. Okay, what's going on? Ah. Oh, we're okay. Iframes, don't fail me now. Ah! God damn it. That was an accident, too. I just tapped it. And the camera's like, oh, hey, here you go. Time. Not actually that bad of a final boss battle, weirdly enough.
Whenever the master looked at me, I detected a sadness in his eyes. The more I obeyed the system and tried to serve the master, the sadder he seemed. Now, Trigger, thanks to you, perhaps the master will also smile at me as he did at you.
Sarah!
At last, I understand. Thank you, Trigger. Thank you.
Sarah!
Don't think you're going to get off that easily, Sarah. You were always too stubborn for your own good. If we have a shell, we can transfer your primary programs over, right? Gats is dead. He died because of your gamble. If you die as well, who will be left to keep me company? You can't fool me. I know you can hear me. Still going to ignore me? Then let me tell you something. Now that Elysium is no longer functioning, the old system the Master's people shut down has started to reactivate. It was your responsibility to monitor it. If you die and it takes over, the Master's work was for nothing. Do you want that?
Do you mean to say that the Elder System is becoming active again?
There are remnants of that system buried all over Terra in what the Carbons call ruins. There's so many, even I don't know how many there are. I doubt they'll be fully active soon, but eventually they will.
There's 5.
If we don't do anything, just imagine what will happen to Terra and all its people. If the Elders and their machines activate, what will your sacrifice here have been for? What do you say, Sarah? Are you up for living with the people the Master left behind? Could be a little wild, but interesting.
Perhaps it might be worthwhile.
I can't remember the last time I saw you smile, Sarah.
I'll think about it once we figure out a way to return to Terra.
That's a very good point, Sarah. So, what are we going to do, Mega Man? If we can't get back to Terra, then I can't give Roll her mother back.
Is that the only thing you're worried about?
Don't worry, Yuna.
Why?
I know Ro. She'll come looking for us, no matter what happens.
Didn't we? We just went back to Terra before the final boss. On the shuttle that you took us up with. Like, okay. So, yeah, when I said this game kind of ends on a to be continued, I wasn't joking. Even though I've never played this game, I've kind of known how this story went for years. Pretty much ever since it came out. And, when did this game come out? Let's see. Mega Man Legends 2. Let's see here. In the States, it came out in the year 2000. So, yeah, it's been a little over 22 years. Now, what's really sad is that's not even the longest gap in between a game getting a sequel, I do believe. Although it might get there, since there is, to my knowledge, absolutely no plans to do an MML3. So. Cool. Yeah, there's the individual satellites there. Yeah, I'm glancing through the audit sheet. I did most of the audit this morning in preparation, because I figured we'd beat this before the break, and I was right. So we will be starting Trombone after the break. Oh god, Blade Javal. Yeah, so I have spoken negatively about Xenoblade Chronicles X, but honestly, that game... Don't go in getting invested into the plot, that's all I'm going to say. Or the story. Or just ignore the story axis completely in Xenoblade Chronicles X. It'll work out better, trust me. Let's see, we started this on Monday, that's what I thought. About what I expected from duration. And that was with some grinding in there, but no cheat flags. Worst cliffhanger that was followed up on. So a bad cliffhanger that was then actually followed up on. I'll have to think about that, because I can think of some good cliffhangers that were followed through on a long time later.
To ignition. Is everything ready?
Yes, that's right. Roll has invented space travel.
Southwestern wind, speed 1 knot. Should be little to no interference. Fuel pressure stable. All workers to the shelters. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off!
Excuse me. Roll is inventing space travel. Let's be more clear about that.
Go! Keep going! Oh, that's the 10th time we've tried. Maybe we should just give up.
Oh, the longest. Ooh.
I got all excited when I heard that what's-his-name, the monkey, came back from outer space and was going to give us ancient technology.
Thanks, Data. Continue to be a dick, Data.
Just doesn't seem to live up to all the hype.
Going to the stars. A task not easily undertaken. There's bound to be difficulties.
Yes, but it looks like they're on the right track to me.
Like, it's not even a meme at this point. Data's just a dick in this game.
The system was too complex. We need to keep things simpler. That way, less things can go wrong.
But if we build it this way, it will cost too much. If we take existing parts and put them together this way... See? Just look at how much money we can save.
I think if we modify the fuel injectors like this, it just might solve the problem.
It's really simple! Really simple! If you would just listen to me, I could show you. See? Look here!
You stay out of this, Data! We need to make the cargo hold smaller. We can save space and make it lighter that way.
It doesn't matter! With this new amazing engine I designed, we will have more than enough power.
Your engine? I'd believe you if your engines weren't made from spare parts and needed to be adjusted every 5 minutes.
Not everybody has tons of money to build your kind of engine.
If you don't use the proper
Sorry,
materials,
Mega Man, but it looks like you might be stuck up there for a little while more.
Yeah, about 22 years.
How dare you?
Sorry, I didn't mean to get loud on that.
I wonder how Mega Man's doing.
Oh, we have to get this thing working so we can go get him.
Yeah, still waiting. If you were born when this game came out, you could run for Congress, I think. I actually don't know, and it probably depends on when you start counting, Jay Palmer. Yeah, no kidding, vulgarity. Well, I'm set for life. Time to become part of the problem. Well, the good news, H. Markley, is it's all about robots, because everybody you just saw on the screen just now was not a human being. Here, have some Mega Man music. Sure, Cyclope. Give me 1 second. Where do I take it? It'd be more accurate to say that everyone's a carbon, Dudatron. Which is kind of a cybernetic mix between human and robot. It by design, the lines have blurred so much that the difference is minuscule. Yeah, we're Strog, or Borg if you prefer. First dungeon entrance. Remind me where that is. I'll finish this up really quick here. I think I covered everything. I'm not sure what kind of brains they have. But there's a reason Volnut, that's the character we play as, can just kind of swap his arm out for a giant drill with no problems. Ah, thank you, Cyclo. Sorry, I was chewing on something for a second. I actually already answered that, Jordan. Carbons, no question. You know why? Because the clones are not currently alive, the carbons are. So, the option is allow people who are alive to get the Earth and not birth other people, or kill all the people currently there in order to birth new people to take the land. There's no choice there. Life trumps potential life. And this isn't some vague gray area thing. There are people who are alive, wandering around, living their lives, and their data in a server somewhere. Yeah, it's another thing. The Carbon folks have been doing fine for a decent chunk of time, although you notice the energy crisis thing just kind of went out the window this game. I don't think they brought it up even once. Homemade salsa. What'd you put in it? Let me ask that question differently. What'd you put in it that's different than the usual, like mangoes or blackberries or peaches? Exactly, Blade Javal. Sure. So, in the original game, and arguably in the lore of the Mega Man Legends world, there is a bit of an energy crisis. Because all of their technology relies on the refractors, which they can't build. They can't make refractors. They can only salvage refractors from the ruins of the old world. So you see the problem. There it is. Boom. There's the problem. And what caused it is the obvious thing. People were built as is, and so they never really developed things because they didn't need to. They could just keep using the existing infrastructure that was already there. And there's a reason why an entire society and economy of salvage grew up around that. But unsustainable, as all salvage economies are. Kiwi. Oh, man. I haven't had good kiwi salsa. In fact, I haven't had kiwi salsa in general in years. Ugh. Also, best song of the game, while we're here. Oh, that looks like about it. Would actually be really messed up, Blade Javal. Oh, hang on. And Dr. Weil is a used boat salesman. Don't ask. In theory, yes, but I haven't really reviewed any of those games, nor have I played any of them anytime soon. So, I'm not sure, really, Dr. Winter. I am excited to try out Evil Genius 2 someday. Yeah, we're just back. What are you talking about, Dream Whisperer? Oh yeah, we should lift something. Where's something I could lift? Oh god, where's something I could lift? I'm gonna have to go into a dungeon for that, aren't I? Nino, where's somewhere else where I can lift something? Thank you for saving our village. This is the school where we study and take quizzes. The mayor says she'd like to thank you. Please talk to her first. I heard you were the brave soul who saved our town from those pirates. Thank you. I'd like to give you something as a token of my appreciation. But before that, I'd like to ask for your help with one other thing. As you can see, your battle with the pirates caused a lot of damage. I'd like to ask you for a donation to help us rebuild the town. For every donation you make, you'll receive a gift. If you pass the quiz. If you'd like to make a donation or type the quiz, come talk to me. They do, Dream Whisperer. They also age and die. Like, there's actually a real-life term for this, and I forget what it is, but it's sufficiently advanced robots, is what I usually hear it referred to as. It's when the distinction diminishes past the point of being relevant. Because they age, and they grow, and they die, and blah, blah, blah. But they are synthetics. It's just They are very, very human. They just also happen to be very modular. Hence the cybernetic thing we keep pointing out. There's a reason the old guy has half of his face replaced with chrome and nobody even bats an eyelash. Thank you, Dr. Winter. As always, I will jot that down for Evil Genius 2, Darkest Dungeon, and the BRPG blog. So, let's try it. Yes, I'm ready for the quiz. Lionel Richie was a member of which group? Who? I want to say Commodores. Which of these album covers shows the four Beatles' entire bodies? What? Yeah. Anybody? Abbey Road, okay. The American president who resigned over the Watergate scandal was obviously Kennedy. I mean, duh. Wait, what? Oh, wow. I actually went too far down. That's hilarious. It's like, of course it's Nixon. Wait, why does that say Reagan? It was pretty much what just went through my head. Sting was a member of which rock band? It was always Reagan. Police. Got it. What album? What's with all the music questions? What album is a compilation of previously unreleased Beatles songs? I don't know. I don't know anything. I know H. Markley. Okay. I'll do Ishin Like a Dragon, but what I will not do is Talk Like Majima. The options are memory, ecology, anthropology, and anthology. Thank you, H. Markley. No, I'm not going to give a negative for this. This is just random quizzes. This is whatever, is what this is. It is optional, but as usual, that doesn't really matter. What base is the Babylonian bait counting method? The Babylonians? I don't actually know that. If I were to guess, I'd say 12. Because a lot of older people use base multiples of 3 with regards to designing the system. That's where the Imperial system actually came from. Nope. It was not 12 base. Wow. What year was the Culture Club album Colored by Numbers released in? 83. The rock group U2 gets its name from what? A fighter jet, a biplane, a bomber, or a truck? I didn't know they got their name from anything. Truth be told, most band names, I think, are just kind of deliberately obtuse because at this point in life, there's so few things that haven't been used as a band name. I mean, Goat Cheese Pizza was a band name that I heard about in the 90s, so... If you take 6 beetles and 8 spiders, how many legs will you have total? I don't know how many legs beetles have. So... Okay. Which one of these elements is a noble gas? Argon, oxygen, carbon, or fluorine? Of course, Bragwin would know that immediately. In addition to using gills, the loach uses what to breathe? Its intestines, its lung, its beard, or its navel? I was an A student. You think I give a crap about any of this stuff? I do like the beard option. Gonna be real. Yeah, I was also a student 25 years ago. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was going with... Oh, it's not intestines. Oh, okay. There's only one thing to do. Let's get a preview of what is to come. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hi, Alex. Just in time. Golden number calculation. Yeah, the whole next game is just those questions, and I'm just like, ugh. I've actually said this before, and I'll say this again. There are only two types of questions for me when it comes to trivia games. Questions I know immediately, without hesitation, and questions I will never get, no matter how long you give me. And there's nothing in between. That's just how that's always been.
The Misadventures of Trombone!
It is trombone. Doesn't trombone make more sense, though? For several reasons? Alright, we're gonna start calling her trombone.
So, what do you all think of our new ship, huh? How's she holding up?
All systems checked. Everything's perfect.
Looks like you did another excellent job. Thanks, Tron. I'm always impressed at how you're able to build such neat toys.
It's not that big of a deal, Teasel. I mean, you were able to get us the best kind of equipment, which let us finish the job a lot faster than it would have taken.
I know we spent a lot of money on this ship, which means we're going to have to work hard to get it back. That's why I've got something really big planned for us this time. We're going to take the legendary treasure of the Nakai Desert, Diana's Tear.
What? But that's supposed to be one of the biggest refractors in the world. How did you find it?
It wasn't easy. I had to spend a lot to get that information. That old junk dealer drove a hard bargain.
Okay, obviously this is gonna be longer than I thought it was, so, this. Oh, for God's sakes, can we get rid of the baby butt? I've seen enough baby butts to last me a lifetime. You know, one thing I do like about having the new nose? It's a lot easier to tell when the baby has had an incident. And you're probably thinking, well, who cares? Well, see, the thing is, if a baby has a, let's call it a liquid incident, then it's going to be much worse to clean up, and the longer you wait, the worse it's going to be to clean up. So being able to tell quickly helps minimize problems. I was able to catch this pretty quickly and only had to clean up like 2 spots where the runoff had managed to squeeze out from her diaper. So a shame. I like the previous song better, but whatever. That's what I thought. Sorry, doing some calculations really quick here. So, I gotta compare this alongside Mega Man Legends 1 for obvious reasons. You know what I could do is I could just hit this button and then hit this button and we could just have Mega Man music play. It's all Capcom. Let's just say the golden number is kind of what I was expecting, having gone through it. Yeah, BOF 2 was one of the only BOF games where the music was just... And even then, most of the music wasn't bad so much as it was incredibly repetitive. Frost Walrus! Sorry. Alright. Final score. I'm going to tell you this alongside Mega Man Legends 2, or 1, excuse me, because I think that's going to make this a little bit more interesting. So Mega Man Legends 1 had a net +7 to story. Mega Man Legends 2 has a net +8. That is a density of 0.54 and a ratio of 83.33%. Generally better in the story axis. Gameplay-wise, Mega Man Legends 1 had a net score of -18. Mega Man Legends 2 has a net score of -19. -1.28 density, which is less density, but a better ratio, which is 14.81%. Not great if I'm being completely honest. Mega Man Legends 1 got a golden number of -6.32. Mega Man Legends 2 gets a golden number of -6.06. Just better than Legends 1. And if I'm being completely honest, that tracks. That does actually track. They did several things better, and honestly, there were less negatives for certain categories. And if it wasn't for the nightmare fest that was that middle part of the game, I honestly think this game would be substantially better than the original. Yeah, so hang on. It was 9 negatives, I think, for the Nino section. Let me double check that, because I've labeled it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9 negatives for that. So that's going to be... All right, this is the wrong place to calculate that. Sorry, give me a second. That would push the score up to -1, which may not sound like a big boost, but as a reminder, going into negatives, the scale is a little bit different. So every point of negative is equivalent to about 20 points of positive. So that's actually a pretty big boost in score, just getting rid of the Nino section. I do still think the gameplay has issues. I do still think that it's irritating to play through, and I think it's one of those games, and I've talked about this before. In fact, I've talked about this for so long that it predates the Oblivion line. I think this is one of those games that's better with a walkthrough or pre-existing knowledge. When you know what to do, what to bring, what to level, where to find what, etc., the game is just better. This is not the only game like that. We have covered several games that have that problem. It is what it is. That'll be something we'll have to really start sinking our teeth into when it comes to the Final Fantasies when we're doing those audits. Because we weren't even considering player guidance or info in game or anything like that when we were doing the previous FF stuff. But either way, where's the guessing game? So it was -606. Yep. It looks like Jordan and Trihexia both tie. So it means you both get stabbed! Or, I mean, It means you both get donuts. You like donuts, right? We've got gluten-free donuts. No? Okay. So Jordan's is going to go towards Dragon Quest V. Let me spoil the Final Fantasy Tactics review for you right now, Imperial Star Destroyer. Really high story score, net negative gameplay score. I'm just going to spoil that right now. I almost guarantee it. The narrative in that game is pretty legit up until the outro. Where is Tridexia? There it is. That's going towards RWBY. Okay, I've got a little bit of paperwork to do, which I'm going to do. I should probably eat lunch while I'm doing that. And then we're going to play The Misadventures of Tron Bone!